What's up, world, and welcome to our show, Cuzzo Combo. We're your hosts, Renaissance Ronnie
and MoLuvlee. We're here to have an open dialogue about all things Black reality TV, highlighting positivity and giving out real life accountability checks.
So grab your seat and whatever you need, because we're about to dig in.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of Cuzzo Combo. We are happy that you have decided to join us on this day. And for those of you that are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on? So you guys know that Love and Marriage DC has officially wrapped, and they are on reunion. Part 1 and Part 2 will air this upcoming Saturday. And hopefully that will be the very end of that, because we don't need a part 3 or anything else. It really could have been wrapped up in part 1. But yeah, let's go ahead and dig in.
We're talking about Carlos King. So he's going to stretch it as far. So it's probably going to be 3 parts.
Child, please no. It doesn't need to be. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in and start with, let's start with Best Dress. Like, what was it given? So what are your thoughts?
I think that...
What's the best dressed couple?
Oh, couple?
Yeah, so we'll do couple and then we'll do female and male.
Ugh. So, because best dressed people is in a mismatch thing. So I'm going to say best dressed couple. I'll say Arena and
Jamie.
Whatever his name. It's like, no, Arena and Jamie. Yeah, I'll give it to them.
Yes, I would have to agree. I definitely think that, you know, they definitely, you know, they came with it. I mean, if I were to compare it to Monique, Chris, and Ashley and Quick, yeah, like.
Yeah, as a couple.
I would have to, yeah.
Yeah.
So they definitely they did their thing with that. I like their outfits. As far as I would say my favorite female, it would be a toss up between Arena and Monique.
Yeah, Monique was my favorite female.
Yeah.
It just was not overdone, and it was sleek, and you know, and her hair was. I always like her hair anyway, lately.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'll give it to Monique.
And then as far as the male, I would just bring it back to Jamie, because
I'll give it to Jamie. Even though, like I always say, he got a little pop belly. Or he need to sit up or something. I don't know. It's something about his stomach that I don't like. But he was the best dressed man.
I don't even know why I just don't even look at that area. I mean, like I don't know. Well, I've never seen it before. Like I've never seen like paid attention to it, but yeah.
All of them. Quick got a pop belly. He got a pop belly. And then we know Chris is just a big dude anyway, but yeah, Jamie still was the best dressed. Yeah. Oh, best dressed male to me.
Yeah. So yes. So that's you know, yeah, they showed up. So yes, let's dig in. So I'm going to talk about Monique and Chris. I'll cover their what do you call it? Whatever, their little segment.
Yes.
And then you'll cover Quick and Ashley, and then it'll come back to me. So as far as Monique and Chris, well, first of all, they were Carlos was on them very, very quickly. It was an in and out situation. They didn't really spend a lot of time. I really don't have much thoughts. This is what I will say. Monique, it was good to see her take a little bit of accountability, but it was very minimum. She did state that she could have delivered. Her delivery could have been different, the way that she said things to him. But as far as her, you know, I don't know. Like, yes, delivery is definitely important. Absolutely. I totally agree. But just even certain things. Now, the one thing that I will say, and I don't know if this was really good for them to do this show, but the fact that she admitted that they weren't really even talking. They weren't even at a talking point, and then they were talking because I guess they signed a contract, got some cheddar, and was like, "We just gonna do this." So I don't really like that. Because the thing is that then what we saw was a lot of your aggravation. What we saw was maybe possibly how you really don't talk to Chris, but because you were in a season of being distant from each other, not communicating, not on the best terms, I just felt like we really got the worst. And yes, I think that transparency is everything. I appreciate transparency, but I also believe in protection, especially protection of your marriage and your union. Some things is just like not worth the sacrifice, because at the end of the day, and yes, Chris did state that, oh, when I look back at some things, there are some things that I understand what Monique was coming from now and where I need to get better.
I don't know how he even saw that in himself, because he never even talked. Like, he never.
Yes. That's why I'm like, truth be told, I'm like, you're saying what was actually like filmed and shown to us, or did you see some other things, or like I didn't understand that. I mean, I listened to other people's commentary. Some people were like, good job, Chris, for taking accountability, because yes, you were getting on my nerves this season. And I was like, how? I'm like, this, like you said, this man barely said anything. And I did not really, I always understood what Monique was trying to communicate with him. But like I stated, I just think that she always could have said it very differently. So I didn't understand it just seemed very, I don't know, like it seemed very like, don't get out here and embarrass me. I've already been thrown under the bus on the internet streets and I'm getting tired of it. So just keep it cool so that we can be and get it over with, and I ain't gotta have the attention on me. That's what I really think that it was about. Chris may say different. He might say, no, but I just didn't feel like that was an authentic, like a true, real, like, I get what she's saying. Like, oh my gosh, so many years. And it's like, okay, you get what she's saying, but you haven't even admitted that you get what she's saying. And guess what? There has actually been some change since filming. I've stepped up in this way, in this manner. Because the thing is that if you're going to come and say that, then say, these are the things that I've actually been doing that which y'all saw on TV.
I know. I was like, what did you reckon? I wanted him to list the things that he recognized in himself and how he changed them, because I just don't even know. Well, he didn't even have to say how he changed them. That was, I mean, it would have been good, but if he would have said, I noticed that when she says I do this, I did notice, for example, in this scene but I didn't, like I said, he barely, anytime he said any little thing, she was like, see, that's what I'm talking about, Chris. And me as a viewer, I was confused. Like, what did he do?
Right.
So
I don't know. And I mean, again, I understand it, all of what Monique was saying. I would never discount what she was saying, but I did not. I just felt like, and I remember even one episode where Winter was just like, Monique can be really harsh on Chris and she needs to really lighten up. And I'm like, yeah, like, okay, it's at least you don't have somebody that's just like just straight up bum. Like, at least he's bringing something to the table. He's bringing the financials. He's bringing whatever. You got some women that's just married to just like bum. They don't do nothing. So.
But I understand where she's coming from in the sense of, well, I think Carlos brought this up that, most women a lot of times, in the Black community, are just satisfied with a man who provides, and that's it. So he doesn't have to be emotionally available. But I just did not get that from him. Maybe because we just caught, you can only see so much on a show. But I just didn't get emotionally unavailable. Like, to me, he always quickly turned it around. Like when she called him out, like at the table, when he was like, just hush or whatever. And so he apologize. So
right. Yeah. And honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I think that, you do have some women that will just like settle for like bum dudes, and at least he's doing something. But I don't think that, I don't know. I feel like our generation is a little bit different. If we're talking about like people who grew up in the 50s, 60s, like, where it was your homemaker, and, pop went to work, went to whatever, like, that's how my mom grew up. That's how, like, that's just what it was then. I think but I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't feel like we're women these days that are like, we just satisfied with like the man being the provider, and like,
no,
I don't.
communication
I
is
mean,
everything.
it's cool. Again, it's nice. At least you're bringing something to the table, but I don't think that it's a like, whoo, okay, you doing that, I ain't got to worry about it and whatever. Because the thing is that, I mean, unless you really are coming from, generational wealth, like kind of two times over, not even just like you starting with the generational wealth. I'm talking about like your back and back, like two generations. I mean, you really can't really relax like that unless you really have some form of investments, like you got like crazy franchises or something like that is just bringing you in like millions a day. That's something different. But I mean, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I don't think that anybody is just sitting here like, yeah, well, I'm just good with the finances and that he brings in, and I'm good. But yeah, and especially what I be seeing on online these days with mothers being like, I just can't do it on my own. I did see the Jasmine Brand's interview with Monique. She stated that, that she was the manager, the property management of all their houses. She was Chris's business manager. She said she did do everything, and until she actually got into the reality TV space, people were telling her that this is not going to work. You need to get a nanny, you need to do this, you need to get this and all this. So it seems like, I will just say that she enjoyed her role, and I would even say her role of control. That's what I just think that at this point she just might feel a little bit of burnt out from it, because she didn't put those things in place in a timely manner. But she was like, oh yeah, like everybody thinks that I'm a kept woman, but I did this and the third. So I
But
don't
even
know,
if she was like, so
yeah.
and like I said, I think a lot of it stems from her relationship with his mom, and how his mom, when she was on Housewives of Potomac, how his mom kind of treated her as if she was just wanting Chris for his money, and she just was just like chilling or whatever. Like, she wasn't really interested in him. She just did for the money. But a lot of times in those situations, because the mom wants their child's money to themselves. And so when they find a wife, then it's like, oh, she just wants you for your money. Yeah. And she don't really rock with you like that. So I think she tries to make up a lot for that too. Probably. For how his mom, and I'm not sure. I wonder if I don't even know if he is even really like speaking to his mom right now. Don't take my word for it, but it just seems like they may have like a rocky relationship because of how she treats Monique.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't, a house divided is not one that stands well. So unfortunately, I am a firm believer of leave and cleave. Once you get married, you can respect and honor your parents, but once we create our own family, our own household, and how we do things, if you can't respect one of us, then unfortunately it's not going to be a relationship, or it's not going to be the relationship that you desire. So that's just what it is. That's my rule, at least in our household. So but yes, so and then we can move on to, so you can talk about Ashley and Quick. The other thing that I will say is And I'll come back to this when we get to winter. But I definitely didn't like when Carlos was like, yeah, hey, so how you doing? How you feeling? Whatever. Have you spoken to Winter?
In the dressing
room?
like,
oh yeah, I texted her, but we don't talk. She doesn't text me.
Yeah, she really started really spilling it before the show even started.
Yeah,
it's like
she was like, see, and then look straight in the camera. Just because you know somebody for 14, 15, 16 years doesn't mean that you're friends. And I'm like,
it's just that she heard all the chatter, like, why are you treating Winter like that? That's your friend.
Yeah, I was like, girl, you're doing way too much. You're going in a little too much with this. But anyway, I digress. We'll come back to that. So on to Miss Ashley and Quick Still though.
So I mean, I guess they really got their juice really came when Winter came out. But as far as them as a couple, and I mean, it was apparent to me anyway that that Ashley always wanted to step out of Quick's shadow and wanted the spotlight to be on her, either two or just her. So, and it seems like that has been happening for her. Apparently she's been getting recognized, or he's been getting recognized as her husband. So, I mean, good for her. One thing about them, I will say, is that Quick, he can have like a totally different opinion from her about something. And if he speaks about it first, he'll say his opinion is left. And then when she says her opinion is right, he'll go to the right with her. He'll switch it up. So he does whatever Ashley says do, and he switches up whatever Ashley says she likes, he likes. If she says she don't like it, if he says at first he likes it and then she'd be like, well, I don't like it, he'd be like, you're right. I don't like it either. So he's very much, which, you know what, it's entertaining to me to see him that way, because he is the famous one or whatever, quote unquote. So to know that, you know, he doesn't he kind of listens to his wife is kind of interesting to me.
Well, listening and following orders is a little bit different.
Well, yeah, he does both. He changes up, he listens to her, he follows her orders. She tells him to be, well, she couldn't get him to be quiet when Winter came out, but she tells him to be quiet, and, you know, she's like the Jamie and he's the Raina. Not so much in a harsh way, because his comes off as acceptance, like he's fine with it. Raina seems insecure about hers, which I'm sure you'll get into with them. But other than that, I mean, unless you have some input, I don't have much to say about them. I mean, like I said, their fireworks really started when Winter came out.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say. But yes. So moving on to Jamie and Raina. So I think before the fireworks between Ashley Winter and DJ Quick, you know, this was probably one of the most disliked, I think, parts of the reunion, because one of the things that Carlos asked was, well, two things. One, he did say, you know, unfortunately the streets are talking and people do wonder, like, are you abusive to her? And, you know, he was just like, no, I don't know. Like, and, you know, and he, you know, Raina was like, no, you know, he's never placed his hands on me and stuff like that. And I think that Raina, I'm not going to say, I don't think that Raina is dumb. I'll say this. A lot of people have said that the Tylers are purposely leaving things out so that they can keep up this perfect image, which we obviously know that, I mean, I don't care who you are, no one's perfect. And we've obviously saw throughout the season that there has not been a perfect marriage. So, but I think that they're trying really hard to keep that up. I don't think that she's dumb. or even apprehensive. I just think that there's a role that, just like I talk about, this to me, Arena and Jamie are the Tasha and Marceau of the show. I think that they talk offline. I mean, not offline, off camera. And they say, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And if Arena says, okay, I hear you, I feel like she definitely was more willing, and we definitely heard from her to be more transparent, because every time, like, whether it was with, Carlos After Dark's, whatever, or even on the show, she would always look at him and be like, well, be honest, answer honestly. So, so it would be like, I know what we discussed off camera, but we on camera, and I'm going to just put you out there now, and you got to answer this. You got to be accountable for your actions. So again, I don't think that she's dumb. She knows what she's doing, and she is, I don't want to say she's trying to expose her husband, but I do think that she desires for there to be change in the marriage, which is also why she called that lady again. It was the
intuitive.
Yes, the intuitive healer. She called that lady because she loves Jamie, but she does desire change. And I don't think that he's going to do that. And especially like him being in law enforcement, like he probably is like, there's nothing that nobody can tell me. Like, I made it out the gutter. Like, there's nothing that nobody can tell me. I made you. We can get to that comment soon.
Yeah, that was.
Yes. So I think that, like, he's not comprehending at all that there needs to be any change in me. Like, I know what I've done. I know what I've done for my family. My family has won for nothing. I started from the bottom. I'm here. I'm continuously climbing. Like, I just think that he just is like, y'all just deal with me. Like, I am me. I am the ish. And y'all just gonna have to deal with it. And if you don't like it, then, I mean, you could always see your way out. Like, that's what I get from him. Like,
I just think,
and the thing is that he knows that the investment in that many years, he knows that Arena's not going to see her way out. Just like Tasha's not going to see her way out with Marceau. They've just made up in their mind, hey, listen, if I dealt with it, and even the little bit of change that I've seen, because like she stated that she was like, in the very beginning of our relationship, which they were teenagers, she was like, he was really controlling. And I'm like, okay. And you don't see that now? Like, right. But there's obviously some form of change or something where, like, she's like, but it's not as much anymore. And I mean, is it not as much anymore because he's out doing something else? Like, he's not at home controlling you more because he's got something else going on? Like, so, yeah. What were you trying to say?
I just think that when Carlos mentioned people are asking whether or not he was abusive, so at least me personally, I didn't necessarily see any comments about this or feel that he was physically abusive to her. I never got that. No. But emotionally abusive to her and verbally abusive to her is different.
Yeah.
And so I think he should have specified that. Not necessarily because they went straight to the physical. He never put his hands on me, but we're talking about emotionally.
Yeah. And I definitely think there's some mental abusing for sure.
Right. He definitely gaslights her and mentally abuses her. And she just like you said, she said how he's not controlling anymore, only for him to go on in that before she even finished her sentence and be controlling of her. Like, it just didn't even make sense. And I just wish, like you said, I don't think she will leave either, but I just was, like I said earlier in the season, I just was hoping that maybe she would see herself on TV and see how their relationship portrayed, not how their relationship is portrayed, but how it is, and, have an aha moment. But it seems like she's not, because she was even taken aback when he was like, he didn't blame the editing on the way he was portrayed on there. He blamed Arena.
Yeah.
And she was like, how I portrayed you? Like, what? So she was even like confused.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing, like with regards to them having discussions or possibly having discussions of this is how we're going to go on and we're going to portray ourselves as perfect and we're not going to talk about the dirt or whatever. But what happens is, well, Arena, like you said, is trying to be a little transparent, but then that whole perfect thing that they're trying to portray goes out the window, and it's Jamie's fault. It's not necessarily Arena's fault. It's Jamie's fault because he's so overly aggressive. He's aggressive Jamie. So, and I'm not talking about physically. It's just all in his body language, all in his words. It's just like I said, he just gaslights her a lot, and she just looks confused. But maybe she's probably used to it.
I believe she is. 26 years. Yeah.
And I think her daughter recognizes it.
I think that all
I'm sure she recognizes it. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm sure they all love and respect him, but they recognize that he has controlling issues. Well,
yes.
No, Jason is like, look.
Yes, honey. He spoke it all the truth. He said, no. I want you to tell him because you know how he get with me. He gonna tell me that I gotta do it anyway. And yeah. I mean, like I'm like your children told on you. Poor baby was like, I wanted to do the family business, and y'all told. She said, oh, I didn't tell you no. And he was like, well, Dad did. So yeah, you're right. The children definitely told on him for sure.
Yeah.
They need some family counseling. I mean, they need their own marriage counseling. They also need some family counseling because until whatever that, I know Jamie always talks about his dad. He was like, my dad was hard on me. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be where I was today. So, being hard on you and whatever dad doesn't mean that dad did it right. And I think that he thinks that because again, he made it out of the gutter. He made it out of, being killed and all that. I think he just thinks that like everything, my thinking and my way of life is fine because I made it.
Right.
And he's like, if I've made it this far, then I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong. So
exactly. Because he never takes accountability. He always is just like, yeah, I do this because of this. Not I do this because of this, and I could change, or I could, I didn't like it when my dad did it to me, so maybe I should take a different approach. It's never accountability. It's just always like, yeah,
this is just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the last thing is, I really wish that Arena did not agree to what he said when he said, I made her. And she was like, I would agree to that. I'm like, Arena, no.
What? Yeah.
No, he did not make you, boo. Like, I don't care. No, you came out of somebody's womb that Jamie had no parts of. And if we talking about on a spiritual realm level, he ain't that either. So right. I'm like, no.
And I can understand you learning from him and he teaching you things, but he didn't make you. I mean, I'm sure it was a two-way street. I'm sure there were things that he learned from you as well.
Yeah.
Like, no one made you. You make yourself. Like, that was...
Yeah. She might as well just wear a shirt that says husband made instead of the self-made. Cross out the self and be like, husband made, Jamie made.
And then he's always eager to display her infidelity. Like, tell him what you did. Tell him what you did.
Oh my God.
And what happened. Okay, well, tell us what you did. Tell us what you did, Jamie. Stop pressing her to tell us what she did. And then as soon as she get ready to tell what you did, then it's you hushing her up and trying to grab her chin and say, we're not going to do none of that. And we moved on from that. And he makes it seem like he doesn't want to bring up the past. We can move past them after this, but he makes it seem like he doesn't want to bring up the past because it was traumatic for him what she did to him, and leaves off the fact that he leaves off what he did to her. If you notice, he's like, I didn't like the way I felt during that time when she was doing what she was doing, but never says, I didn't like the way I treated her when I was doing what I was doing, or like the way it made her feel when I was doing. It's always about Arena and what she did. It's always her fault.
Right. Yeah. 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 So yes. So now on to, it's back to you.
So the winter storm definitely came. Winter. So it was a lot. First of all, I did not like the way Ashley tried to take over hosting duties. Like, Ashley definitely wants the light to shine bright on her. Cool, Ashley, but like,
it was a bit
aggressive
much.
Ashley, needs to calm down a little bit in that area. Like, chill. You getting your shine on. I'm happy for you, but like, chill out. Winter, what I did not like that Winter did, when Carlos asked her the question about whether or not she knew about the guys, Jamie and Quick, and did she have proof of their infidelity? I'm assuming texts or pictures or recordings. I think she should have said, we moved past that during the season, and I'd like to keep that in the past. But that, yes, just lit the flame all over again. And so now we're back at square one of the Ashley and Winter show of them, because Arena kind of was like trying to chill. Her and Jamie weren't really saying much. It was Winter and Ashley just hollering. Like, I couldn't even make out what was going on. Then Quick was too much as well. Quick was too much. I understand being
really
angry.
Hollering. It was really Ashley and Quick. Winter was just composed, like, no, that's not. She, like you said, not being able to get a word out. She's like, no, well, no, that's not. I didn't. No, absolutely. Okay, but like, she definitely, yeah. But go ahead.
I mean, I don't feel sorry for Winter when it comes to that, because, I mean, it's somebody's marriage. And so, of course, they're going to be angry. But at the same time, Quick was way too much for me. Like, first of all, I think that whoever she's seeing must know Quick and Ashley or something like that, or he may be in the industry himself. Somehow they know who her new man is, and he apparently knows them or something like that, because that's what it was sounding like. And if it's on site with him, Quick, if it's really on site with him, then you don't even have to mention it. It's just gonna be on site. You don't tell nobody it's gonna be on site when you see them. It just be on site when you see them. Like, so all of that back and forth and calling the man, saying the man's a bitch and all of that, like, that was unnecessary. And it's like, really, you wanted to say it to Winter, but because Chris was like, chill, that's a lady. He's like, so he had to keep saying, like, not her, him. So it's like, he's not even there. So it's not even really no point of going that hard like that. Yeah. It's just, again, like I said, I don't necessarily feel sorry for Winter, because if I was her, I would just be like, I want to leave that in the past. But I think Winter enjoys it a little bit too. I think while I think that it would be best for Winter to leave the show, I don't think she's going to leave the show. I think she likes the publicity, even if it's not that good. I think she likes the publicity she's getting from the show.
So yeah, I mean, from other commentary that I've watched, a lot of people have just like, they feel like Winter was the show, and I mean, unfortunately that was not even. She was the show because it just kept being brought up. I mean, it was the whole season, 10 episodes of the same thing over and over is ridiculous to me. So it's just like, oh my gosh. So I'm hoping that if the toothless new man that she has will be introduced.
That's what he said. She is it another older man?
I mean, I guess she likes the old peen. I don't know. Maybe she's just trying to cash in on the insurance policy, baby. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, and I love you, Winter, but I don't know why she would. I know why reality TV show why she would return, but at this point, it's just like, unless you really come up with a whole nother story so that we can just really end that. Like, y'all don't even got to shoot together. Just, yeah. It's, yeah, I don't know. The only thing that I will say about where I feel like Ashley still is not taking accountability is I don't understand where she doesn't understand when it comes to Ashley. When she keeps saying that Ashley is about delivery. You can ask me a direct question all day. You can be like, I just asked you a yes or no question. But there's a big difference between you asking me a yes and no question with attitude or sarcasm or whatever. Like, I just think that Ashley and Quick don't understand. Like, y'all kind of put yourselves in this a little bit. Like, when y'all was at the little vegan dinner and y'all had y'all little comments and y'all were definitely coming at her. And my thing is that when she was like, it don't matter how I deliver at Pizza Hut or Domino's, I said, okay, well, let's take your example. If you had Domino's or Pizza Hut delivered to you, you had half-eaten pizza, you had sloppy-looking pizza, you had all these little things that was in once you opened the box, with your attitude, you would be like, what the F is this? Like, calling him up right now. So again, there's accountability that Winter needs to take, and I ain't taking up for her on that, but there still needs to be accountability with Ashley is still not taking when it comes to when they're first introduced, even when before she even met Winter. And this is why I couldn't be team Ashley, because when both her and Arena sat and was listening to her thing, and her comment was, oh, I don't like being bored, and when I get bored, I get drunk. And I'm just like, y'all didn't even know this lady. Like, you don't know her, and the thing is that y'all got on her about Twitter and being like, you want somebody to be transparent, you or whatever. But then when she was transparent the first episode, and now you're saying, oh, she not being real, she not being transparent. I'm like, well, what do you want from her? Like, I just think that Ashley, I don't know if she got that riled up, because this is the thing. Yes, when I look at online, like when I'm looking at Winter, a lot of people do like Winter. A lot of people like Ashley, but a lot of people like Winter. And I just really feel like that what she was doing when it came to the whole, like, her and her Winter, or she coming at Winter the way she did, I just think that Ashley just doesn't like the fact. She's like, I just want her to not like be liked. I just that's what I think. That I don't think it has anything to do anything else. I think that it's like, I just don't want her to be liked. Why I need to be the one that needs to be the most liked in this show, and not Winter, who caused drama. Like, that's what I think. And I'm like, but you signed up for your reality TV, baby. And if you think that just being you, whatever that means, on top of, like, you having your little, like, it's no, like, people tune in to be like, let's see what, and I mean, a lot of commentary, even if they don't agree with Winter, every commentary that I've looked at, all the comments that I've looked at, it's been hundreds of, it's been like, Winter carried the show. Y'all can leave the rest of them. We don't even care they come back. But Winter can come back. Monique and Chris can go. You can maybe keep Ashley and Quick, but Winter carried that show. That is, I see across it. Even if people don't agree with Winter, they don't feel like they say that she carried the show. She did. She was literally the reason for the numbers.
So do you think that's the reason why Quick had to quickly say that Ashley is the star? He believes that Ashley is the star of the show.
That, and Carlos said it. I was like, Carlos, are you not reading the comments online? Because that's not adding up, baby. That's no, it's not. Sorry, she's not. Yes, she's the second like, but sorry, Winter dominated. And yeah. Anyway, moving forward, they were, it was a bit much for me. I was like, okay, give me with that. So, going to, I just found this out today.
Okay.
Did you know that Tasha and Neil were official castmates?
Were they downgraded or something? Because they're not. Are they even at the reunion?
I don't know. But they were actually like hired to be official castmates on the show.
It just seems like whenever it was their turn to say something or have, contribute to the show, it was cut or something, because this would be really weird.
We only saw I only remember Neil speaking once when it was when they were with all the men. Then I remember Tasha speaking up for when they did meet up with Ashley Winter or Rain. They all met up. Then Tasha speaking up about when who was she speaking to, and be like, but have y'all really talked to Winter? Like, I talked to her and she stated that she was
talking to all of them.
Yeah, and then she was in the scene where Jamie did this to Arena. So but then again, with scenes with them together as a married couple, no, we never seen they were never filmed at their home. They were never
did they do like the confessional type?
I never saw that. Yeah, but I was just like, and I said that's interesting because actually, and then you go on Tasha's page and it actually says castmate of Love and Marriage DC, and I'm like, but we didn't see y'all, so what happened?
I know some of their family members. I'm gonna have to ask about that. I think she's related to Neil, so I'll ask about it.
Yeah, because I would have loved to see more of them, but I don't. And so some people were like, well, it takes a bit getting used to doing reality TV. Maybe just what they gave just wasn't enough, or what Carlos wanted. Maybe they were just too calm and peaceful. And I was like, but that would have been a great balance, because again, I think that there was enough going on with Winter's Scamville, Kevin, her aggressive. I think there was enough drama, and then even Monique being in the midst of it and stirring it all up and being like, oh, I thought I was helping. Anyway, she pissed me off with that comment. But yeah,
we needed somebody to be the Kimmy and the Maurice of the show.
Yes, and shout out to Kimmy. I saw a video today. I don't know. She didn't say specifically what happened, but I guess she's kind of going through right now. Like something has occurred, I think, in her family. I don't know if it was a death of somebody, but shout out and prayers going to you, Kimmy, and hope you feel better and well.
Yeah.
And that whatever is going on, that you that it will be fixed in Jesus' name. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that's a mystery to me.
Hopefully they will join the reunion, and hopefully that is something that will be addressed. Like, what happened?
Yeah, why weren't you guys on the show? Is that it?
That's it. I mean, I guess more to come, more yelling.
Child, listen. But yes, this is what I will end on. And Monique with Winter making it like, hey, we're just really not friends. So, I mean, if I look back at all the episodes, because I DVR everything, I can probably count on at least both hands, even maybe my toes, on how many times she said Winter, my friend. Not Winter being like, and me and Monique, we're best friends, because she's like, oh, she really tried to like, and I'm like, I don't think that she tried to portray that you guys were best friends, but she definitely felt comfortable enough to shoot a scene with you to whatever. And even her trying to throw it all, like, she also didn't take any accountability, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stand when women do this to women. When she said, like, but Winter, you knew that I was actually going to talk to them. I told you I was going to go talk to the girls. And I'm like, yeah, but let's keep it real, chick. When you said that to Winter, do you think for a fact that Winter said, oh, you're going to go talk to the girls? You're going to tell them exactly what I said? No, nobody does that. You most likely, Monique, with your smart self, because you're very intelligent, you and as a businesswoman, you know how to talk. You probably told Winter, well, girl, woo, this is a lot that you gave me. I'm definitely gonna talk to girls and figure out what is going on, like, and see if we can come to whatever. You never said that you was gonna go back and you were gonna tell exactly what Winter said. You know you didn't tell that woman that, because I'm pretty sure Winter would have said, well, Monique, I don't need you to go do that. Like, I'm thinking we having a conversation between us. And yes, Ashley and Arena would have found out about it during, the show when it aired, but she still was foul, and she's literally like just all like, I don't want no parts, like, I'm just completely innocent, when you was not innocent. You had your dirty little paws.
Monique is just trying to cover her ass. That's all.
Yes, and she was and had her dirty paws all in the dirt, and was just cracking it up when Winter was, I mean, she never once said, when that girl talked about DJ Fun Size, and this is why I also don't like when Ashley goes so hard on Winter, which is why I think it's more of a jealousy thing. I said it from the beginning, and I'm still going to say it. You never once came to Monique and said, now Winter told you that, Mo, but you ain't stop and say, girl, I got an issue with the daggone husband nickname, though. Don't do that. You didn't check her. You laughed. And guess what? Ashley laughed, and DJ Quick laughed too. Y'all all laughed. So I have a problem with it. I'm sorry. But never checked Monique. She only said one time when Monique was like, oh, I guess I stir the pot and I need to, I thought I was helping. And they were like, no, yeah, you did. That was the only thing you said. But you never came as you came for Winter. You never came hard for Monique and was like, girl, nope, I don't like this. I don't do this type of drama. Like, you telling me this, okay, cool, whatever you telling me, but I saw you. You ain't tweet her and say, Mo, I saw you. You was cracking up laughing when Winter had said DJ Fun Size. So you obviously was like, this Kiki and Shade is good to me. Nobody's keeping this woman accountable. Nobody is. I'm like, y'all can go.
It's all a part of keeping the show, making the show a show. Like,
like I said, I don't agree to a lot of things that Winter has done, but yeah, I'm sorry, we're not gonna put this stuff all on one woman when it was clearly things that was stated from y'all own mouth. Like, even when Raina was like so upset, and I was like, but Raina, you definitely, you said, like, what you think, I'm boo-boo the fool? Like, I don't know that you out there, like, you said it. So I don't understand why you so mad. It's not like literally she just came out of nowhere and was like, oh yeah, I know about their husbands. Yeah, I know they're all like imperfect, like just perfect, but I know something. Like, she didn't do that. She went based off of everything that y'all gave her. That's what Winter did. And
that's why I'm saying, why now come and say you have recordings and Twitter or text messages? Like, why now? Why is it that now? Like, why? When has it elevated? Like, since you've been with this new guy, have you since found these out? Why has it elevated to, I'm going off of what they said, to now I have the receipts?
I feel like she definitely should have probably said, at least, if she wasn't going to give the receipts. First of all, I think that if she does have receipts, she's going to show Carlos. I think that's number one.
That's another thing. When she was like, I'm not gonna, and I was like, girl, you should have just said no if you weren't going to show the receipts.
For sure. She should have just kept it at, I'd rather not even, like, let's just let it go. But like I said, if anything, she's probably and then Carlos is probably gonna be like, so I need to talk to y'all because I definitely seen some stuff. And he gonna be like, oh, so she showed you. But and then it's funny because somebody said, I was reading a comment and somebody was like, I mean, I know that they so-called outed themselves as both cheating, but they're like, they are too hyped. Like, they feel like there is some information that they just don't want out there. And it could be true. I mean, because again, who wants to look like Boo Boo the Fool? Oh, he cheated, you cheated, and whatever. Or like, oh yeah, well, he's been cheating. He's cheated multiple times. Yeah, I knew about it, but whatever. Like, nobody wants to look like that. Because nobody wants to be talked about. You know, just like with Jamie and Arena, right? Same thing. Like, again, she, like I said, just like she said, she's not Boo Boo the Fool. Arena knows her husband. And which is why Raina, like she said, well, did he tell you while I was doing the things? Raina's, like, I'm telling you, I'll say this.
But they keep making it the narrative that she was doing it because he was neglecting her, like staying out late. Not that he was cheating as well, which they need to just be, you know, go full throttle and just tell it. Like, she is keeping his secrets, but he's, like I said, he's really willing and ready to be like, what was you doing? Who was you texting? And one of the dudes I knew. So like, yeah, it was the personal trainer that worked with them.
Allegedly. Yeah, well.
At the gym, allegedly.
Yeah. Get it together, y'all. Get it together. Just get some counseling. If y'all want to stay and you making that decision, then just get some counseling. And I'll say this, Arena, even if Jamie don't want to get counseling with you, just get counseling for yourself so that like you can, if you're saying, listen, this my life partner, until I'm a ride or die, then like just make sure you good. Because this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Arena strikes me too, and I'm gonna tell you the one thing that gave it away from me. When Ashley and Winter was going back and forth at her little selfie party promotion book thing or whatever that was, or podcast thing, and Arena like went in the middle and was like, like she was triggered and like something triggered her, and that's the thing, which is why I say, even if Jamie ain't willing to do nothing with you, go get your own counseling. Because one thing you don't want to be on an episode of Snap if something comes out. No, I'm serious. Like, she just, because you know how people, they be like, they're so cool, calm, and collective, but they be in their brain toiling and like really play stuff, and then they snap. Like, Arena strikes me to be that way. That like, all it takes is for one little thing and she'll get triggered and it'd be like, you know, and then she just be on that episode of Snap and be like, well, I mean, it all started in 1995 when like, and it'd be like
controlling me.
Right, exactly. So I don't want you to be on there. I like you, Arena. You're like one of my favorites. I don't want you to be on Snap, boo. Just if you dealing with Jamie is a lot, and Jamie, I know you gonna have something to say about it, but it is. I don't dislike you, Jamie, but at the same time, you got your wife going through a lot of stuff, and I just want the best for her. So Arena, seek your counseling, get your kids in counseling. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. And Jamie, you need to come along, but if you're not gonna come along, at least let her do that so that she can still continue life with you. Because dude, whoo, you a lot. I would have been on Snap by now. And don't try to look for me, and don't look at my IP address because I know you are law enforcement.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
He'll be like, let me get that scan of her face. Let me look her up and pull up. But yeah, anyway. So part 2, y'all. Next week. What's y'all thoughts? What was y'all favorite part, or not favorite part of the fiasco of the reunion?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, something we didn't point out, a lot of people did point out that they did appreciate Quick's whose show was I watching? I think it's Carmesia. So shout out to Carmesia and the girls that she brings onto her platform. Somebody was saying, you know, I really appreciated Quick sharing his story about his emotions and not being able to like, and growing up and not showing it and allowing for his son to cry, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, yeah, I was crying during that part. Somebody was like, yeah, I was crying too. And then somebody said, I didn't cry. I was like, oh my God.
I didn't cry either. It was touching, but
I didn't receive it the way that I received it. And then she was like, I know, I'm just saying it didn't seem that special to cry. I said, ooh. Like, oh my God. Anyway, but you know, that was a great moment that Quick did share, and
I did gloss over that, and that was a nice moment.
Yeah, and I will say that when he said, you know, I was trying to hold it in, like, because he said that he didn't cry, but I think that would have been actually even a more special moment, because if your son has never seen you cry, and even though you were giving him permission, you still were not giving yourself permission to be vulnerable. So right. I just say that I hope that in the future, that if that moment does happen again, that you would be able to just fully be in the moment and not try to stop yourself based on, you know, whatever society says about men, and or however you feel like your strong is and how you have to show up your strength, you know, because you're dad or whatever. So, but yeah, so anyway, folks, we are out. Leave us some comments in the comment section. And again, let us know what was your favorite part, what you agree with, who team you on, who came in styling and profiling, or maybe not. What you
we didn't mention Winter's dress.
Huh?
I said we didn't talk about Winter's dress. It was, well, she wasn't one of the best dressed to me. Well, if I had to put them in order, not to like open this can back up, but I would say just the ladies: Monique, Arena, Winter, and then Ashley. Yeah. Something about Ashley's dress I didn't like.
Yeah, it wasn't for her body type. I'm surprised. I don't know if she went to fit that dress. Like, I mean, not when I say fit, but like if she got fitted for, was it specially made, or was it like, I don't know, but it didn't fit her body type at all. Right. Yeah. And then I think the feather or whatever coming out of the dress or the side of the dress, it just, yeah, it's she has, the thing is that Ashley has body. She has voluptuous boobs. She has a wide hip span, and she has butt. And that's a hard body to dress. Honestly, it's not easy to dress when you got both. That's why I've never been like, I've always been, I'm okay to have no booty. I'm okay with that. I got enough breasts to feed a village, and I'm pretty sure y'all seen in the earlier episodes where my breast was just down to my knees, child. I'm good, but it is hard to dress like those body types. And I mean, with just boobs alone, where you gotta like literally, like, okay, I gotta get.
She's a big girl. She got a lot of body.
Yeah, I had to, like, with my wedding dress, I think I had to do two different, then I had to end up still taking it to this lady to like do it for me. She was just like, she said, "Whoa, big body." The Asian lady. I was like, thank you, you're right. Yeah.
Meanwhile, in my wedding day, I was the skinniest I've ever been in my life, and like when I went to my first fitting, I had just had Jaden, and so I was like fitting it. And then by the time I was getting ready to get married, I was so small that the dress was just like
drooping.
Yes, I was like this the whole time.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, I really couldn't tell when she came out when I actually saw her dress. Somebody took like a picture of her, and I was like, oh, she looks nice. I couldn't tell from whatever. I don't know the crimp blonde hair. Like I think it could have just been a bob. The crimp because it was kind of like flying out or something like that. I don't know. It was like, and every time she talked, it seemed like it just got more and more out. So I was like, oh no, the spritz is like or something, or I don't know, like it was like kind of getting like staticky or something. I don't know.
The weird thing that my attention kept going to on Ashley for some crazy reason was her legs. Her legs looked beat up. Like she had like, and I mean, you know, every girl, like me in particular, I was a tomboy growing up, so I got like scars on my legs. But I think they should have like airbrushed her a little bit or touched up her legs some, because every time they show her, I just was automatically drawn to like different spots and bruises on her legs.
Oh,
and I was just like, they could have touched that up, but Arena's legs looked great.
Yeah, Arena lost some weight. I mean,
Yeah, she needs to stop.
I mean, I hope that what I'm hoping is that I just hope that it wasn't like the show. I mean, I don't know when they filmed this. I just hope that it wasn't like the stress of like the internet streets. Because, you know, again, a lot of people don't be really prepared for this. Like, you thinking that you're coming in to be this and then you end up not being what you thought that you were going to be. Because again, the way that y'all, especially them being already online and what they would call TikTok famous, where everybody
they don't have that many likes.
Huh?
So they're not all that TikTok famous. They don't have that many likes. They don't.
Well, enough likes and comments to be like, we love the Tylers, and you know, like, I mean, I've gone on their page a couple of times and they be like, y'all is too cute. Yes, I love this. Da, da, da. So I think that when you go from that to like, oh nah, this dude, he over here cheating, or she did or whatever, you know. So I just hope that, yeah, like Arena, you're beautiful. I know that it's hard to receive when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't see what everybody else sees, and everybody doesn't see what you see. But I just hope and pray that you see yourself as a beautiful being, and that you don't have to, you know, whatever, like, you don't have to do anything. Like, you're great. 48 years old, which you're probably more closer to 49 now. Girl, you fine. You are
fine and you fine. Yeah.
Fine and fine. So yeah. But all right, y'all.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Cuzzo Combo. Remember to level up on that like button.
Looks like I got my middle finger up on it. Oh yeah.
And share, like, subscribe, all those things, and in between. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out.